For 150 days and 75 years, the world has witnessed unspeakable atrocities and war crimes in Gaza, funded by billions of our taxpayer dollars. Both the United Nations highest court, the International Court of Justice, and the U.S. District Court judge have declared the plausibility of genocide in this decades-long besieged strip of land. When House Speaker Adrian Jones earlier this session announced the decency agenda, it was very welcome news. Decency requires that we acknowledge the sanctity of human life. It demands that we embody moral courage, use our platforms for those who are oppressed, and stand for justice for them and for ourselves, against ourselves as well. Ceasefire is a local issue impacting thousands of your constituents, including many whose loved ones have been killed by Israeli forces in recent weeks. The urgency of this moment cannot be overstated. A ceasefire yesterday would have protected hundreds of innocent lives today. A ceasefire today would protect hundreds of innocent lives, predominantly children and women, tomorrow. Subjecting Gaza's entire population to relentless, sadistic violence and suffering is unconscionable, immoral, and inhumane. We can't unsee the horrors we've witnessed. Collective punishment should never be acceptable. We would never fathom bombing a school full of children to take out a school shooter. And the fact is that the only time hostages have been safely released has been during a ceasefire. Nearly 70% of Americans support the U.S. calling for a permanent ceasefire. Howard and Anne Arundel counties have recently joined at least 66 members of Congress, including Representatives Jamie Raskin, Kweisi Mfume, and David Trone, dozens of U.S. cities and counties in calling for a ceasefire to end the violence and bloodshed. The state of Maryland has an opportunity this session to be a global beacon of compassion, morality, and courage. This assembly rightfully unanimously passed a resolution supporting Ukraine. This ceasefire resolution similarly acknowledges to Congress and the Biden administration of the urgent need to halt the horrific violence, to promote humanitarian efforts, and to pave the way for meaningful negotiations towards a just and lasting solution. History will judge us. Future generations will judge us based on where we stood in this staggering crisis. Protecting innocent lives should never be a controversial issue. Supporting House Joint Resolution 2, Senate Joint Resolution 5 is supporting humanity, dignity, peace, and freedom.